Put your hands together and we're gonna start the party.
I'm ready to party!
The Elvis Duran After Party.
It's time for another After Party podcast.
Yeah!
You know what? We're exhausted in this room because we come in here and talk, especially me. It's like I talk way too much. And we were always told, well, you're a little more likable if you just shut up and let other people say something and listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they don't know. I get paid by the syllable.
How much?
It's supposed to be funny. Fuck you. Fuck you all. It's a funny joke. No, but Danielle was actually reading this special newsletter from our friend Dan Harris, 10% Happier Dan Harris, saying, on the contrary, people like us more if we do talk a lot. This is contrary to everything we've been taught. So what is this all about?
He says that speaking more tends to signal like being warm, being confident, and people actually want to talk to you. They want to hear, they want to hear what you have to say. And in one study, he says that college students were assigned to speak about 70% of the time, and they were rated as more likable than those that were assigned to speak only 30% of the time. And he said this doesn't mean that you take over the entire conversation. It just means you don't stay quiet because you're afraid of saying the wrong thing. Talk, say what's on your mind, Obviously don't go insulting everybody, but talk, be strategic, make eye contact. He said that's very important, stuff like that. I know we always say listen, but obviously people want to hear what you have to say.
Maybe it's a balance. So rather than me coming in and monopolizing the conversation every day, I should stop and just let you guys do all the work. Okay, go ahead.
I think what he says about eye contact, though, is so important. When you're talking to somebody and they're talking back to you, whatever, and they're not looking you in the eye, I tend to not trust them as much. I tend to think like, what's over there in the corner? Like, what do you look like? You know what I mean? Like, hello, I'm over here.
Right. Or when someone's on their phone the entire time when you're talking.
Well, that's not good either. Yeah.
As I'm
Look,
staring
Froggy
at
is looking us. But Froggy's looking us in the eye right now.
Yeah.
Look at him. Those beautiful blue eyes. What's up, Frog?
This goes completely against what Miss Miller told us in the 6th grade. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than open your mouth and remove all doubt. That was on the wall in our 6th grade class. She always said, just be quiet and listen, and you'll learn, and people will like you much more. This is completely opposite of that.
I think the trick is asking people things about themselves and letting them talk. So you're still contributing to the conversation, but most people's favorite subject is themselves, and it's really easy to get them going. And then they'll be like, oh my God, you are so good at conversation. I didn't say anything. Yeah. I just really asked you about you and you loved it. It's great.
And he also said that you have to be real. Like, maybe, how we always say drop a brick on the show? Like, what does that mean? Like, if you drop a brick, it's like you're actually dropping a piece of yourself. Like, you're letting people see behind the curtain about what goes on in your life. He said that that's important, too. Be a real person. Share real things. Not just, like, stupid stuff that you want to talk about. Like, idle chit-chat.
Right. That makes sense.
I know what you're doing.
What?
You're trying to get us to talk.
Is that what's happening right now?
That's exactly what he's
weird
doing.
Silence. I'm like, what's this? What's this vacuum?
I know.
I'll tell you what it is. You guys, after 30 years of hearing me go on and on and on, you don't know what to do if I don't go on and on. I've conditioned you into sitting there and waiting for where we're going to go next.
Well, we're accustomed to that.
Yeah. These directions.
That's what I just said.
I'm not accustomed to opening up a topic and just starting to lead with something about what's on my mind. I usually react to what's on other people's minds and relate it to myself. That's how we usually do this. So I was waiting for Elvis to have his next thought and see how I can contribute to that thought.
I will say something about this study. They're saying that the students who spoke more were 70% more likable than the ones that didn't. Well, and I do think it is a healthy mix. You can't sit there for the entire class and speak about the entire class, right? But no one's going to like you if you don't put anything out there.
Right.
If you don't say something, if you don't give them your opinion, something to like you about.
Do you seem uppity or stuck up if you don't talk? Like people think you don't like them, you don't want to be there, you don't want to be a part of the conversation because you're not speaking?
I feel like in class it's different though, because in a classroom setting, if you get called in to talk to the teacher because your child is not contributing to anything in the class, they're not raising their hand, they expect you, a student, to contribute to the class and talk and share, and it makes it seem like you know what the heck is going on, you know? So I mean, that is I think that's definitely a little different than real life.
My mom never had that problem. She got he doesn't shut the hell up. Can you please tell him to stop talking?
I feel like studies are always an interesting thing in general, too, because, like studies will come out and it says 90% of coffee drinkers avoid heart issues later in life. So a lot of people think, oh, drinking coffee means I won't get a heart attack. No, a lot more goes into that. Like the coffee drinker might be a more scheduled person who wakes up, exercises, does all kinds of stuff. So with this study, with the college students, 70% that talk more, or the ones who talk more were more liked. Maybe those are the people that are more outgoing in general, and that's why they're talking more also. I always like to pick apart the studies if I can.
There's a problem with the group setting, though. A lot of times the more vocal people will be forward, and then the other people will slide to the back, and the quiet ones, unfortunately, don't get their chance.
Yeah, but you got to put your hand up.
Yeah.
I guess. Like, I'll give you an example. My girlfriend, she's very quiet in group settings. She's always letting everybody else talk. But you get her in a one-on-one situation, and then she's very active in the conversation. And people tend to like her when they get to know her one-on-one. But in a group situation, it's like she just sits there and just kind of like watches the ball go volley back and forth. So how do you prevent, how do you like get in? How do you break in? Bust down the circle?
I know we should ask Dan Harris this question. He probably will tell you how to do it, right?
Well, I think but this article really was about being liked if you talk more than if you don't talk more. And we've always been told, well, you're more likable if you shut up and let other people talk.
Right.
So there's got to be, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. There's got to be making a mix of both.
Did you know that it says in a good interaction, people start to mirror each other? So like if you're talking to somebody, your body position starts to be the same, your facial expression, your vocal cadence, and they said that it's the driver of connection.
Well, look at Nate right now. He looks so friggin' bored. Look at him.
No, I'm actually.
He's fiddling with his pen. He's like looking up at the sky. So he's not mirroring our conversation.
No.
Okay, so what I do try and do, though, this might be one of the times that I don't. I always try and be an active listener, right? So when somebody's.
You can't even hear.
What's that? So when somebody is speaking to me, I always try and give them attention and give them eye contact. I like to be a good audience, right? Because I feel like that ingratiates people to you and like makes them like you more. Mm-hmm. If you're looking at them and like, oh yeah. So like Elvis, like I know sometimes you're like, why are you nodding your head, at me? It's like I'm trying to be an active listener. Maybe I'm overly active, but I'm trying to be active because I feel like being a good audience as opposed to people that aren't paying attention, it helps the performer or the person speaking.
I know, but if I'm looking for a response from you on an audio show, your answer, nodding your head, really doesn't move us forward very far. You understand what I'm saying? Now he's shrugging.
I can hear you shrugging, Nate.
Now I have to talk more and say you're shrugging. I have to tell them what you're doing. This makes no sense.
It's also a fine line, like especially in the environment that we're in. Skiri and I, and we're kind of like ancillary voices, right? Like we'll just chime in and pipe up when we have something to say. So I'm like, okay, I'll just be an active listener. You go, boy.
That is bull crap, and you know it. You guys talk more than Danielle and Gandhi sometimes.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. Let's check the transcript.
Only when we're being crucified, and then you let us hang out there, and then you let us dangle on the cross.
I don't know. Also, what we do for a living is we are interviewers, and so if we're in a public setting or in a classroom, sometimes we automatically apply that interview gene, and that's how we start talking. Maybe people think we're great conversationalists because exactly what you said, Gandhi, we ask questions.
Yeah.
And that partly, not to grab the reins here, but like that, sometimes I feel like I'm being creepy when I talk to somebody new because this is what we do, right? We try and get people to talk about themselves. So when I meet a stranger at the bar, I'm like, hey, what's your favorite color? I feel so creepy when I'm talking to them. Because
like the time I walked in where you're waiting for our table and you're eating a stranger's dessert at the bar.
I'm like, I do that.
I've always wanted to
keep
do
in mind,
that.
he only got there maybe 3 minutes before I walked in, and he's creepy, as he says. He quickly met this woman and is eating her dessert at the bar 3 minutes after you met her.
Oh,
And
man.
you're saying you're creepy
She had a
by doing
lot
that.
of dessert.
I
And
agree.
I said, hey, if you need any help with that, let me know. And she said, get a spoon.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
All right, so I guess a nice mix
Yes.
of listening, responding, interviewing, being interviewed.
Yes.
That makes a good conversationalist and makes you more likable.
Talk
I'm
more,
assuming.
but don't monopolize the conversation.
Well, then I'm out of a job.
Except for you.
The Elvis Duran After Party.